Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS, Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and citations to the elect of the true nation of Israel, Yasharallah. Quick lesson, man. I was just meditating on, how these people call us racist and whatnot, because we don't accept or favor, because we favor our own people, the Israelites, man, and then I was thinking about how Esau, the so-called white man, how he's racist compared to how we are, I guess we're racist too because we love our own people, okay? All right. Hey, man, we come in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We come in the spirit of the Lord and the true understanding and knowledge of the Lord. And the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the Lord does not love everybody, man. Okay? Which to this world, all right, they don't want to believe that. Even though the word, the Bible, confirms that the Lord does not love everybody, man. He hates other people, man. Okay? He hates people that he created himself, man. All right? The Lord created nations, all right, and heathens and people for the sole purpose of just being side characters or enemies to his people, man. All right? Or servants, And the Lord doesn't favor them over or equal to his people. All right? Just like you have a favorite something, the Lord has favorite things. The Lord has a favorite animal, favorite people, okay? Favorite, flower, which is the lily, the favorite season of time of the year, which is the spring, me too. I love the spring, man, But hey, the Lord has a favorite people, and hey, so what? Call it racist, call it whatever you want, okay? And I was comparing that, how we favor our people, we favor our own people, us Israelites, over you heathen nations. We don't like being around you heathens. We don't like talking to y'all, even though we can spark up a good conversation with you heathens, with an Edomite. But we would rather hang out with our own people, man. Especially the righteous of our people, man. I don't want to hang out with no wicked 2/3 of Israel, man. The wicked of our people, That's why we like to, be by ourselves, because most of our people are wicked anyway. And we definitely don't want to hang out with no heathens, Okay? Don't you want to hang out with people of like mind? Like the scriptures say, let's get it. Creature to its own sorts. To its own light. Yeah, Sirach 13 and 15, it says, every beast loveth his like, and every man loveth his neighbor. Verse 16, it says, all flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his like. So, hey, man, all right, you don't have to accept everybody. If somebody doesn't agree with your standpoints, your views of the world, you have every right to not want to be around them, to be away from them, and to despise them. But hey, the topic of this video is about you Edomites. Hey, we say I say, hey, you Edomites have every right to be racist. Every right, you know, to be the wicked that the Bible speaks of. But you people of this world, if you be an Edomite, if you be a heathen or an Israelite, calling us racist, all right, it's not the same as the white man's racism, okay? Yeah, call us racist, because I was watching a TikTok, man. I was going to get that, man. I forgot I saved it. I don't want to go through try to find it right now. But yeah, I was watching this TikTok, man, and this dude was like, yeah, man. And he's a so-called black man, Jake. He was like, yeah, man, I'm racist. Of course I'm racist. Look what this white man did to our people, man. All these years, Yeah, I'm racist. To this day, they're hanging our people. To this day, they're doing this and that to our people, oppressing us. Yeah, I have every right to be racist, But hey, do you see us attacking you white people, you Edomites? All right? If we do, actually, we don't attack you Edomites. We don't touch y'all unless y'all touch us first. We're defending ourselves, man. Us blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, 90% of the time, or at least 99% of the, around there, man, most of the time, we're defending ourselves from the white man, Esau, Edom, or the white woman too, We're defending ourselves from y'all, because y'all are racist too, most definitely. And we could be racist too, but you Edomites are racist on top of being racist. You Edomites, you white people want to hurt us. You come after us. You look to hurt us. You look to unalive us. You look to grape us, rob us, get us sick, put us in prison, oppress us, all right, put us in financial debt, hurt us, touch us. Us Israelites, us blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're racist. But hey, we just want to be left alone. We just don't want to be around y'all. We don't want to be around y'all, you Edomites, you heathens. We just want to be by ourselves with our own people, and that's it. You don't see us invading other countries, bombing them, starting wars, all right, unaliving other people outside of our nation, all right. You don't see us starting war, man. You don't see us causing G-sides, okay? You don't see us, setting up coups in other countries, man. Okay? If the black, Latino, Native American man does any wickedness, it's usually towards our own people, man. All right? You don't see us going into the urban neighborhoods, and attacking y'all, robbing y'all. Yes, there are instances like that where our people do go into urban neighborhoods and break into houses, but it's very rarely, man. Okay? Shoot, it's usually a white man cop who enters into a hood, and our people, the thugs and, and whatnot. All right? The gangsters, they stop shooting. All right? They're compliant with the cops, They're docile with the cops. You don't see these gangsters, all right, attacking the white man. Okay, it's usually the white man attacking us, or looking out for us, man. Looking at unalive us, man. And that's the topic of this lesson, man. The white man's racist is different than us blacks. The colored man's racist. Okay, because you white people, all you're racist, but on top of that, y'all want to hurt us. Y'all want to invade our countries, invade our lands, and spoil us, all right, and do stuff to us, man. Proverbs 4:16, it says, Proverbs 4:15, it says, avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. Verse 16, it says, for they sleep not, except they done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. And this is talking about Esau, Edom, the wicked that the Bible speaks of, the so-called white man. All right, this is their spirit, man. This is how they are. All right, they can't sleep unless they do some mischief. It's always in their spirit, in themselves, to want to, do something. bad to somebody else, okay, to cause mischief, all right? You know, that's just part of their character, man, okay? Oh, I know there's, yeah, we all know a cool white guy, a cool white woman, all right? They're cool, okay? All right, and most of the time they're Israelites, they have a white people outer appearance. But hey, there's also Edomites, they're cool and whatnot, but if you hang around them too much or long enough, their rust is gonna show, like the scriptures say, never trust thine enemy, because as iron rusted, so is their wickedness. So in iron, iron eventually rusts, no matter what, it's gonna rust, okay? And you don't want nothing to do with no rust, okay? You just want to get rid of it, polish it out, okay? Nobody likes rust, okay? So, yeah, man, these Edomites' wickedness is going to show. Yeah, they could be cool, right? They could be nice and good for a while, okay? But they're eventually going to show their horns, all right? Look at Trump. He came off as a good guy who's, for the American people, and now look, causing wars, causing all types of BS, man, trying to invade his own people, invade the own American citizens, man. All right. Deuteronomy 28:50 says, "A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young." And this is talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. All right. They don't regard, old. They don't. They don't regard the old or the young, okay? They don't have mercy, all right, for our people, man, all right? Okay. In the times of slavery, what they do, man, all right? They oppressed all of us, man. They did all types of wickedness, okay? I'm not going to go deep into it, and brothers have done many lessons on the topic of the wickedness and evil that the white man has done to us in slavery, and is still doing to us, man. All right. They got us blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans still working, past the age of 80, 70, and 80, man. I know some old people are still working. They haven't retired, Yeah, they made some bad decisions and whatnot, but still, it's hard for our people to retire, okay? We can only get certain jobs, okay? It's hard to get certain jobs and save up money in this world, and we gotta jump through so many hoops, more hoops than the white man has to jump through in this society. We know how. Don't act stupid, man. This society, it's harder for a colored person, all right, to make it, to be successful in this society than it is for a fair-skinned person, okay? Don't play stupid, man. It's 2025. Wisdom of Solomon 2:10. It says, this is the mindset of the heathens, the wicked, all right? The so-called white man, a real Edomite, okay? It says, "Let us oppress the poor, righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged." Okay? Like I said, these Edomites, yeah, they're racist. And they have every right to be, to favor your own people. Because really, there's nothing wrong with favoring, your own people over another person, over another nation, other people. There's nothing wrong with that. But these Edomites, they favor their own people. On top of that, they also don't regard, they also want to oppress. They want to go overboard, all right? They want to hurt. They want to destroy other people, all right? And do whatever they want with them. Or they want to cause mischief, cause some to fall, or they can't sleep at night, man. It's in them. They get off on hurting other people, oppressing other people, all right? Robbing other people, all right? Unaliving people, doing wickedness, man, all right? It's hard for me to explain because I'm not an Edomite, and I don't have an Edomite mindset. But I know that we see the wickedness of this devil, man. We see the things that the byproducts of these Edomites when it comes to their media, their video games, their movies. All right, the actions that they've done around the world. All right, just bombing people and invading other nations, man. Because like the scriptures say, it's because it's in the power of their hand to do so, man. The Lord gave them the power of the whole earth to do whatever they want. And what do you think the devil's going to do? What do you think the seed of Satan's going to do? Exactly. Oppress everybody unjustly, So, hey, these Edomites, they're racist. All right. And like I said, they have every right to be. But on top of them being racist, they want to go overboard, man. Okay. Micah 2:2, it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. You hear that? Do you hear? Do you see the black man, Latino or Native American man doing stuff like this? Covet fields, take them by violence, all right, and houses and take them away, all right. Okay, it says, so they oppress a man in his house, all right, even a man and his heritage. Okay, so this devil is oppressing us while he's not even in our house, man. All right, he's oppressing us with taxes. All right. What are taxes on top of taxes? Payments. All right. Making us go to work. Paying extra bills. All types of stuff, man. What is it called? Interest. That's what I wanted to say. Interest. We have to pay interest. Which that's against the Bible, man. All right, that's a sin. Okay, making a man pay interest. All right. Oh, what else? No jubilee. Okay. Concerning debts. All right. What else? Pushing these wicked philosophies, ungodly philosophies upon our people. Taking the man out of the household, incentivizing women to kick the man out of the house. Making it hard for blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to get good paying jobs. All right. Taking our heritage away from us. This white man has taken our heritage as the chosen people of the Lord and set up himself in our land as, saying that he is the Lord's people. Taking our customs, okay, and calling it Judaism. Judaism is basically practicing the ways of the Torah, all right, which is the Old Testament laws, man, which is our heritage, Hey, man, this devil has gone overboard. Genesis 27:41 says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Okay, you hear that? Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. All right, so this devil hates us. All right, that's why the white man hates us colored people, man, and unjustly does this wickedness to us, man, every day. It's because of this scripture, man. Because Jacob took the blessing away from Esau. All right. That's all it is. All right. All right. It says, and Esau, all right, said in his mind, in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother. So this devil has had that in his mind to want to slay us, kill us, unalive us. All these centuries and times and eons and thousands of years until now. You know, the white man will always want to unalive us, will always want to hurt us, okay, oppress us, okay, slay us, okay. No matter what nice things he says to us, that's his mindset. Oh yeah, I want to get one more precept. This is Zechariah 1:15. It says, I am very sore displeased with the heathen, all right, that are at ease. All right, the white man is at ease, man, okay? All right, they got these good paying jobs, you know, they have the fatness of the earth, okay? They're at ease, they're chilling, okay? All right, for the most part. It says, for I was but a little displeased, all right, but they helped forward the affliction, okay? So the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, he allowed and, you know, let these heathens, the wicked, the so-called white man, our enemy, to oppress us, all right, and take us and make us their slaves, okay? But they have forward the affliction. They went overboard with it, man. Like I was saying, they went overboard, okay? They're doing way more than what the Lord told them to do, okay? That's why the scriptures say in Revelations, okay, do unto her double according to what they did to us, roughly paraphrasing. So in the kingdom of heaven, when we put these Edomites, the white man, all right, under our feet, okay, as our slaves, building up the kingdom of heaven, all right, we're going to do double unto them according to what they did to us, according to the laws and statutes and commandments of the Lord, okay? We're not going to be buck breaking y'all, all right? We're not going to be graping y'all, okay? Okay, but we're going to do double unto y'all righteously, okay? So be ready, Edomites. Like the scriptures say, we're going to meditate terror, all right, unto you Edomites, all right? So yeah, man, I wanted to get, it's like Esdras 5:17. It says, this is, us, hey, it's, it's a righteous thing. There's nothing wrong with favoring your own people, man. Hey, the Lord is a racist. We're racist. You Edomites are racist, all right? The only people that aren't racist are you Christians, all right? And even, within yourselves, you're racist. Everybody, almost everybody's racist. And if you're not racist, how do you say it? The only people who aren't racist are you Christians, man. And you like, still, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with being racist, but you don't see us colored people, us blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, invading other countries, all right, hanging people, unaliving the white man, okay? On the same level as, really, on the same level as the white man does to other people, man. The white man he's been doing it, man. Starting wars, bombing other countries, all right, spreading diseases, famines, polluting the whole earth. Not just humanity, but even the animals, man. Driving animals to extinction, all right. Look what he did to the Japanese, man, okay? Bombed them twice, even though Japan, they actually did surrender, but they ignored it, man. All right, they teach us in history class when we were younger that Japan, they didn't want to surrender, but actually, come to find out that they did. All right, they did surrender, and the white man, the Americans ignored them. They said, fuck it. Let's bomb them anyway. They act like they didn't hear them, okay? They bombed them twice, okay? And look at Vietnam, you know? All right? All these other, man, you know, Slocky, I'm gonna stay on topic, but Slocky, but hey, the Lord, Yahweh Shemi Shai is a favorite people, okay? And you Christians, you know, who call us racist, hey, the same God that you worship, he's racist too, man. Okay? All right, and really being racist is truly, all right, means, you know, you favor your own people, man. All right, over another people. Okay? All right. 2 Ezra 5:17 says, knowest thou not that Israel is committed unto thee in the land of their captivity? Upon them, and eat bread, and forsake us not as the shepherd, and leaveth his flock in the hands of cruel wolves. All right. All right, where was it at? Verse 23. It says, and said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen only one vine, and all lands of the whole world thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily. Okay? And of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river, and of all builded cities thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself. And of all the fowls that are created thou hast named thee one dove. And of all the cattle that are made thou hast provided thee one sheep. And among all the multitudes of people thou hast gotten thee one people. And unto this people whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all. And now, O Lord, why hast thou given this one people over unto many? And upon the one root hast thou prepared others. And why hast thou scattered thy only one people among many? Okay. Verse 30 says, if thou didst so much hate thy people, yet shouldest thou punish them with thine own hands. All right. So yeah, man, the Lord has chosen only one people, man. All right, he favors one people, the Israelites, over another. All right, he has a favorite flower, it's the lily. His favorite cattle, it's the sheep. Okay, he has a favorite, you know, the Lord told you, you know, his favorites, man. Okay, which is technically racism, man. All right, you know, which really, the word racist throughout time has became and used as a demonization tactic or word to demonize people. All right, for favoring, you know, your own kind. All right. But yeah, the Lord has a favorite people, man. Romans 9:13 says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Verse 14, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid, which means no. So just because the Lord hates Esau, but loves the Israelites. So does that mean the Lord's unrighteous? It says no. God forbid means no. So hey, Christians, since you love the New Testament so much, what does this mean? Does this mean exactly what I just told you it means or not? And don't be stupid and say, no, it doesn't mean, or say something else. You know, Ecclesiasticus 4, Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 17:17, it says, for the division of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion. Okay, Yasharala, the princes of the power. That's what that means. Okay. It says, but Israel. It didn't say everybody, but Israel, the Lord's people, which are not those people in the land of Israel right now. Those are not the true Israelites. All right, it says Israel is the Lord's portion. Okay. Second Ezra 6:56. It says, as for the other people, which also come of Adam. Okay, because Adam, who came out of Adam? Okay, who was it? No, everybody really. Okay, yeah, we all come from Adam. Okay. But it says, as for the other people, which also come of Adam. Who's this talking about? You heathen nations. Okay. It's like you, because the scriptures talk about the three parts of man. Okay. The three parts of men, which is talking about the Israelites, the heathens, and the wicked of the heathens. All right. The wicked, Esau. Okay. So Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, the heathens, the other nations, and of those other nations, Esau, Edom, all right, which we all came from Adam, okay, Ham, Shem, Japheth, all right, Esau, Ishmael, Elam, the Israelites, okay, Moab, Ammon, okay, everybody, man, Ham, Elam, we all came from Adam, man. But it says, as for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle. Okay. And has likened them to, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So this is what the Lord thinks and feels about you other nations outside of Israel. Now, is that racist or not? Okay, you answer that. Okay. And we feel the same way. The same way the Lord feels about you other nations, we feel the same way too, man. Daniel 9:12, it says, and he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us by bringing upon us a great evil. All right, talking about the Lord punishing us Israelites for transgressing the Lord's ways, going against the Lord. All right. Okay, the Lord put a great evil upon us. He punished it. He's still punishing us for it to this day. It says, for under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem. When we go out there to the highways and byways, one of the main standpoints or points that these people say to us, the black man, Latino, Native American man weren't the only people that went into slavery. Other people went through worse things. What the white man been through worse things. The Asian man, everybody went to slavery. Every people, had bad things done to them. And you know what? Yeah, yeah. Look at the rape of Nanking, the bombing of Japan, the horrors and mass deaths of World War II, the Russians, the Poland, Europe, okay, the people of the Congo, of Africa, so many deaths and so many mass deaths, G-sides happening to all types of people, man. Yeah. All right, Japheth, the islanders, and they used to rule all of Asia and Europe. All right, the islanders. All right, the Aborigines, the Hawaiians. Okay, Papua New Guinea. Those people. There used to be way more of those people dwelling in Asia. Okay, dwelling in Europe, but the white man has pushed them all the way out and unalived them and pushed them all the way to the islands of the Pacific. So yeah, every type of people, every nation and kindred and tongue of people has went through something, okay, really badly. But the only wickedness and punishment and bad things that happen that have happened to people, the only ones that matter is the ones that have happened to the Israelites, Jerusalem. That's the only oppression, slavery, and bad things that the Lord is focused upon, man, are the things that have happened to Jerusalem, Israel, the Lord's chosen people. The Lord don't care about these other nations, you know. I like to look up on TikTok, on YouTube, like the Cameroons, the Cameroons, I think it was 1970s Cambodia, regime, went through a whole new regime. A lot of people died, man. Mass, horrific things that have happened to masses of people throughout history, man. I like to study them and watch YouTube videos on them and just see, like, in a blink of an eye, 1 year, this country, this people was prospering, and then bang, the next year, it's a whole different story, man. It's a totally different country. So many people have been displaced, unalived, within a year span. I like to watch videos like that, man, because it's like, yeah, fucking idiots. Because that's eventually gonna happen here in America, man. All right, mass deaths, people being unalived, people starving, people being displaced, put in FEMA camps, concentration camps, people being drafted to World War III. That's great horrors are coming to America. All right, all those things don't matter. All right, but what has happened and will and continue to happen unto Israel, Jerusalem, man. All right, the Lord don't care about you other nations. So, last point, man. I typed in a racist doesn't mean for your own people. I typed it in on Google, and of course Google is gonna say anything different against what we say, man. Us men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right, they be changing definitions all the time. All right, it says the definition racist means for your own people is incorrect. Being racist means discriminating against or having prejudice towards people of a different race, not favoring one's own. The definition provided more accurately describes forms of ethnocentrism. All right. Defining racism, it says racism is defined by belief in superiority of one's own race over others. Hey, we believe that. We believe, even the Lord says, all right, we don't even have to believe. We know, because whatever the Lord says is true. All right, it's fact. It's true, man. All right, the Lord says, the Lord created one people to be stronger than the other. All right, we are the salt of the earth. We are God's. All right, but all of you are children of the Most High, but shall die like one of the princes. The Lord Himself says, we're greater than these other nations, man. All right, so yeah, I guess we're racist, man. But you don't see us invading other countries, unaliving people, hanging people, bombing other countries, starting wars with other countries, man. Do you see us doing that? No. You see the white man doing that. All right. But not us, blacks, Latinos, Native Americans. All right. So who's really racist? All right. Which can lead to prejudice and discrimination. Okay. So yeah, man. Hope you brothers and sisters were edified in this truth.